Hello everyone and welcome. So in the last video we talked about function arguments, and today we're going to talk about namespaces. So when you create a variable, list, or any data type in Python, it has to be stored somewhere, right? So you can actually access it later. So the question is where? And it actually has a very simple answer: namespaces. So as you can see, there are four main levels of namespaces: built-in, global, local, and enclosing. Functions like print, len, and max are accessible in any device, program, or module. That's because they are stored in the built-in namespace. Now, if you want to inspect every object in the built-in namespace, you can write print and then directory and then double underscore built-ins double underscore. And now if I run the code, that's going to print the built-in namespace. So all of these functionalities are built in to Python. The global namespace is the level immediately under the built-in level, and it contains every non-nested object in our program. So if I create a variable called name, that's going to equal Mike. And now if I print globals like that, let me just comment this out so that it doesn't get too confusing. Okay, so you can see that after all this trash that's also stored in the global namespace, you see name Mike. So you can see that variables get stored in the global namespace as dictionaries. When we import a module, a global namespace containing every functionality that module gives us is created automatically, and therefore multiple global namespaces can exist at the same time. Let me just comment this out. Okay, so now local namespaces. So when you create a function, Python creates a local namespace where it's going to store everything nested within that function. So I'm going to define a function called locals. It isn't going to take in any parameters. I'm just going to define a variable named 2, which is going to equal Mary. And now inside of this function, I'm going to print locals, and then I'm just going to call the function, so locals, like that. Let me just okay, and that is going to print the local namespace of this function, so name2 equals Mary. Make sure to call locals inside the function, because if you do it outside, it's going to act as a globals and it's going to print the global namespace. Well, there is a last level of namespace, the lowest level of namespaces, which is the enclosing namespace. These namespaces are created specifically to store nested functions, so everything that's defined inside a nested function goes to an enclosing namespace. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was easy to follow. Next video will be about scope, so I'll see you then.